Hey, Ty here, so welcome to the VRTech channel. So I'm making this video very quick because a long-awaited feature for the Oculus Meta Quest 2 is gonna arrive with the next update, v43. Probably. And at the same time, in the same update, we actually have the first options for Meta Cambria, the Quest 3 Pro, or as you wanna call it. So well, let's get into it. Alright, here we are. So first of all, I thank you all for the nice comments on the latest video. It really charged up the battery a lot. You guys are truly awesome. But let's jump to the news right away, because v43 on the public test channel just showed some very interesting things. By the way, you can actually access the public test channel, the PTC, whenever you want, so you can see these things by yourself. But I don't really recommend it because this update is kind of breaking Airlink, creating a lot of stuttering and something like it. So stay far from it until we have the official version. Personally, I'm not installing it, and I'm letting Upload VR and Delicious Potato 2 taking the risk. Because yes, this was discovered by a Redditor, Delicious Potato 2, that by the way is an awesome name. And can it be the meta is actually fixing one of the most awful things about it ever? Finally now? Because yes, it seems like v43 is finally bringing widescreen to the recording on the Oculus Quest 2. Finally! It seems like a perfect timing because I made a video about Pico and about the fact that the recording absolutely fantastic, widescreen, high resolution and everything, and with Meta there's always that square thing that we have to fill up with like blur things in the back to make up for the, you know, part of the game that is not there, but you actually see it in VR, and finally they're doing something about it. There's actually many different other options in there, and from the picture we can see there's a image stabilization. That really makes a difference when you see like trailers of games, like they usually use that. Like Half-Life Alyx, for example, the trailer was incredible because it was so smooth, and that's something that we might actually have with the image stabilization. There are gonna be different options for it. Of course, if you have on iron, you're gonna have less space for what you're filming itself, because it's gonna use the frame outside what you're recording to actually stabilize the image and make it smooth. Then the second option is the aspect ratio, that is gonna be 1920 by 1080, so full HD, or the usual like cropped one, I believe. And also options on the frame rate with 24 FPS, 30 FPS probably, and hopefully 60, but that will be very hard on the GPU and CPU of our little guy. And on top of that, we also have the options on the video compression. Of course, the lower it is gonna be able to have higher FPS, for example, but the image quality is gonna go down drastically. So, you know, it's just great that we have the option to play with all these different settings and make the recording like we want. Finally, it was something that creators, including myself, were asking a lot for it, and hopefully it's finally arriving, getting out of the public test and getting in the real world. But it's not all, because this Delicious Potato found out that there are also some permission options for eye tracking and the face tracking features that we know they're gonna arrive with Project Cambria, and they're already in v43. You know, usually Android asks for permissions to use the microphone, the camera, and something like that, and so it's gonna ask for the permission to use the cameras that are gonna use for the eye tracking. So if you say yes, of course you're gonna have eye tracking. If not, they're not gonna be able to gather data on your eyes, of course. And the other thing is about face tracking, because yes, when we have a camera, we have to ask for permission to use it. And it's great that they're implementing that in the software. So if there's a moment that you don't wanna have any camera working for privacy reason, I don't know why, well, you can actually take out all the permissions from the applications and yeah, it's done. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is that that part of the software is already there. And so it means that we're getting closer and closer to Project Cambria to be released. That's pretty cool. So again, this wanted to be a quick video because I think that this stuff is pretty interesting. And then when v43 is gonna come out completely, probably they're gonna disappear, at least the parts on Project Cambria. And well, we're gonna have an update that actually works. Right now, they're trying to fix things because yes, PCVR is kind of broken with this build. So don't update to the PTC just to see this stuff because it's worthless. It's gonna break a bit of your Quest and it's not gonna be that usable, and you're gonna have to wait for the next update to actually fix it, or you're gonna have to like just, you know, delete everything on your Quest and reinstall the software from the beginning. So it's not recommended, stay out of it, just look at the pictures and start to, like, I don't know, dream about it, because that's what I'm doing. But yeah, when V43 is gonna get out, of course we're gonna talk about it on the channel, so stay tuned for it. And yeah, that's all for now. So enjoy your weekends, guys, and as always, if you like the video, guys, if you didn't like it, just like, subscribe to the channel for more of VR Tech. If you love the channel, there's the join button there. Let's don't forget also the Patreon. Thanks for all for the support, and I see you guys next video. Thanks for watching.